to Fabulosity For You, and my name is Angie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, please click the subscribe button, then click the notification bell so when I upload videos, you'll be the first to know. Like this video and make a comment. This channel is about fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. And this is not your first time visiting my channel, well, welcome back, my queens and kings. Okay, so today is relationship topic night. And I got a good one for you. Today, we're doing a Dear Angie, okay? I finally got a few letters this week. And so, we're going to do Dear Angie tonight. And so, before we begin, I just want to say, ow, it's Friday. Ow, it's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. Hey, it's Friday. It is Friday, people. And I am so glad it's Friday. I can't complain about my week. I had a really nice week. And so I'm so happy to be here with my queens and kings. I've been waiting all week to sit down and talk with you guys. And so here we are. So I'm telling you, it is like summertime in the city of Chicago. It's got to be like 80. It seemed like 87 degrees today. It was so warm outside today. It felt like summer breeze. Makes me feel fine. Anyway, it's just been a beautiful day with weather. And I think we're going to have another beautiful day tomorrow. And then unfortunately, we're going to go back to cold. But right now, I'm just happy and happy to have this beautiful weather. It's a Friday night, and I'm sitting here talking with my queens and kings tonight. So, go get your popcorn, go get your snack of choice, go get your drink of choice, because Angie is on the line tonight. Call your friends, email your friends, text your friends, and you tell them Angie is doing Dear Angie tonight. She has a good letter tonight, okay? And I'm so glad somebody wrote in because it's been a while since we had a Dear Angie. So, before I begin, I just want to say, hey, I tried to get a little cute for you guys because it's been warm outside. I've been having on a t-shirt and jean shorts and stuff. But I said, you know what, let me kind of spruce up for tonight because I'm going to be with my queens and kings. So I just put this shirt on. It's real cute. It's kind of sexy. And I thought this would be cute to put on tonight. I have a pair of, jean shorts. My jean shorts. And so this is real cute. I have a pair of black sandals with silver rhinestones in it. And it matches this outfit so cute. And so the glasses of tonight I showed you guys in my last video on accessories are these glasses. They're no-name glasses. As I said before, I picked them up when I was in Orlando, Florida. And if you haven't seen my vlog on my vacation to Orlando, Florida, you need to watch that. Check that out. And if you have not seen my luxury accessory haul, you need to check that out. Okay, so these are the glasses of tonight. And I think these glasses give a vibe. I think they give a vibe. So I'm going to be wearing these tonight. Okay, so let's get right into it. So I got a letter. I didn't print the letter out. I read it a couple of times. And so I'm going to go by memory. If I forget something, don't beat me up. I might come back and say I forgot to say this. Because usually as I'm talking is when I remember something that was said. But anyway, tonight is Dear Angie night. I received a letter from a 33-year-old woman. She said that she has been with her live-in boyfriend on and off since high school. Now, her live-in boyfriend is 35 years old. And as I said, she's 33. And they have 3 children. They are not married because he's looking to have a boy. And so she's been having all girls and he wants a boy. So she finally got pregnant again, and she's pregnant as we speak. And she's with her 4th child. who happens to be a boy. Yay. They got their boy. And so now he wants to get married. And so she said she was so happy that he all of a sudden decides, hey, let's get married. I have my boy. We've been together. They have a home. And it's time to get married. And so she was so ecstatic. Her family was ecstatic. His family were ecstatic because everybody was waiting for them to get married. Especially since they have 3 children and now they have a 4th child on the way. So she's been planning her wedding. They're just going to have something simple and a nice reception. And she said about a couple of months ago, he decided to turn his garage into his man cave. So she said his man cave used to be in the basement, but they have a small house and the kids are getting older. So now they changed the basement to the play area for the children. And so he said he needed his space, and she was good with that because she said when he brings his friends in the house, they're in the basement. The kids can't go in the basement. They're talking loud and all kinds of things. So she's really glad that he decided to make that space his man cave. So she said he did it up. He took one of their old couches, put it in the garage. He has an old refrigerator that when they got their new refrigerator, he put the old one into the garage. He has tables. It's like a little apartment, TV, everything. And so she said that he's a guy that goes out. He goes out with his friends every week. And she said they go to the bar, the neighborhood bar. And she says he usually goes once a week and he usually gets home at a decent time. So she's really not caring about that. And now that she's pregnant and she has the children, she said her hands are really full. And she's glad that he's having his times with his friends. So one night, she said this happened a few weeks ago. She said usually she sleep when he comes in, but it was in the wee hours of the night and she got worried about him. And so she was up. And she said she heard him stumbling in and heard a woman's voice. And so she said he couldn't see her. She was on the 2nd level of the house and she was in the bedroom window and she could see that it was a woman and he had taken her into his man cave in the garage. She said next thing she know, the lights went out and so she left her bedroom and went down to the garage. She said she could see through the window of the garage that he was having sex. She said she was so stunned and shocked that he was doing this. So she just hurried up and went back to bed. She said she heard when the lady left, she could hear voices and saw that she had left. And he remained in the garage. She said, Angie, when I say I was hurt and shocked all at the same time, I didn't want to say anything to him. First of all, she said, because I knew he was really drunk. She said, I don't think, Angie, this is a woman that he cares about. I think that he went down and he got drunk and brought somebody home that he probably don't even know or care about. She said, but it's even though it wasn't in the house, excuse me, my nose, oh my God, it's allergies this season, it's allergy season. She said, but even though, you know, it was in the garage, it's still so disrespectful. And she said, but here it is, they have the wedding plans. She has a baby on the way. She has 3 children. She said, Angie, what should I do? She said, I'm too embarrassed to tell my friends. I'm too embarrassed to tell my family. She said, I really am feeling a certain way. She said, but this is the father of my children and unborn son. Should I just act like it never happened? She said, I'm really in need of some advice. And she said, I love your channel. She said, I love your relationship topics because you're so on point. You tell the truth. You tell it like it is. And right now, I need a dose of some real truths. Okay. My God, today. This is a letter. This is a letter. And first of all, I'm going to say I cannot tell you what to do about your situation. You have to be the one to make the decision. But since you wrote me this letter and you asked me for my advice, then I'm going to give it to you, and I hope you receive it. So let's unpack this letter. I'm going to unpack this letter. Okay, so I'm going to start way from the beginning of you saying that you have 3 children because you keep having girls, and your boyfriend, your living boyfriend since childhood, wants a boy. And now you're pregnant with a boy, and now he wants to marry you, but he wouldn't marry you until you had a boy. Let me just say this, queen, my queen, my queen, my queen, my queen. Why? I just don't understand why you will continuously have a child with a man that has not married you, that has not put a ring on your finger. What if you never had a boy? Would you just continue to have these children out of wedlock? Now, it'd be different if you just didn't want to have if you just didn't want to get married. But you said you wanted to get married, but he didn't want to get married because he wants to wait until you have his son. And so I just think it's totally immature and totally ridiculous that because at the end of the day, it's a woman's body. Okay, I know it takes 2, but it is your body, and you have the right to say no. And if this man loves you, then he gonna marry you whether you had a girl or whether you had a boy. And so I'm not understanding why you continued to have these children. And children are blessings, but I just don't understand why a woman will continue to have children with a man that has not given them a commitment. And I mean, you guys live together, okay, but it's still not you're still not married. He can leave tomorrow and don't owe you nothing. And if it's in the house is in his name and you guys aren't married, that's his house. Now, I know they have common laws and all that type of stuff, but it all depends on the city on what you would get. So anyway, moving on from that. So now you're pregnant with the 4th child, and he wants to get married, and you're excited. The family's excited. He makes the garage into his little man cave because the children have taken over the basement. And that's fine. I've seen a lot of men that have made a man cave his garage, his man cave. However, it looks like this man has made this man cave into his little apartment where he brings his lady friends. I'm sorry, I just can't believe that this was the first time he brought a woman to that garage. Now, it might have been where you didn't know about it, or maybe you was asleep. You say you usually sleep, and he's quiet about it. But I just don't think somebody that's been that comfortable to bring a woman to his home. It doesn't matter that it was not inside his home. That's an extension of his home where he shares with you and his children. So I don't believe that's the first time that happened. Maybe that's the first time you know about it, but that's not the first time it's happened. And you say he goes out every week with his friends to the neighborhood bar. My queens, you do not, it is not in your best interest for your man to go to a bar every week with his friends. Because this is how these type of things happen. A lot of men that are going to bars and they're in committed relationships are just looking to do just what this man did, to just have sex. And you set yourself up for allowing this to happen. And I say this to the kings, my kings. If you got a woman that's always going to the neighborhood bar or going to a bar with her friends, and you're not going with her, that's a problem in a committed relationship. Because that's how things happen. Oh, I got drunk. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, to save yourself all the drama, that should be a house rule. And those of you that have not seen my video on consequences, you need to check it out. Because in that video, I talk about house rules. And house rules is when you're living with someone and you make rules of the house. You need to be in by this time. No going out with your friends to bars without you. On occasions, I can see, somebody's birthday, but no. And so you said that you heard him come through you usually are asleep and you heard him come in. You were really worried because it was really late and you heard the noise of a woman laughing and him, drunkenly going into the garage. And so you said you ran down to the garage when the lights went out and you saw in the window that he was having sex. And then you had the nerve to say you ran back to your room and got in the bed. My queen. I don't understand why you didn't go into the garage and bust them out. But again, I do understand. You're afraid of losing this man, this no good man, this man that does not respect you. And you done had all these babies, and now you don't want to be left alone taking care of the children. And so, because you feel like it was just sex, that maybe you should turn your hand because you have the wedding plans. You have all these children now. But you're feeling a certain way. And you should feel a certain way. You should feel a certain way. This man has disrespected you and your children. And let me tell you something. After you marry a man, is he going to change? No. It's just going to get worse. You should have went into that garage. You should have went into the garage, or you should have let this woman know he has a wife. Now, I do know the man was probably drunk, but guess what? You should have cussed him out, went to your house, and locked the door. Took his keys, since he's so drunk, and locked the door, and he wouldn't be getting back into the house. Next day, your lock should have been changed. The marriage is called off. Because I don't think this is the first time this happened. He was too easy to go. And nobody's that drunk where they loud and they know they married and they bring another woman on the property. So either he taking you as a chump, that he knows that he has you in a position that you're not going to go nowhere, and taking advantage of that. But under no circumstances, I don't care how many children you have, do you sit up and put yourself in a position of that type of disrespect. If he has a job, then you could take him to child support and collect your money for your kids. But under no circumstances should allow this. I'm quite sure you have family that can give you support with your children, and not to say, if you wanted to work it out with them, you guys go through counseling. But that's a really disrespect to actually bring these women on the property, and then you had the nerve to say, well, it wasn't in the house. So, in my opinion, my queen, it sounds like you're used to being cheated on. And you didn't say that he abuses you or verbally abuses you, but I think there's some type of abuse going on for you to even accept this type of behavior. It sounds like a behavior of a woman that's been abused. And so, you want to really know my opinion? Because that's low down in my eyes. And for him to have, you're having these children for this man, and he only gonna marry you when you have a boy. So I don't think that his love is, he doesn't love you the way you love him. Because I say this all the time, love is not supposed to hurt. When you love somebody, you're going to respect that person. You are pregnant and you are in a very delicate position in life right now with the child in your belly. And so for him to do you like that, I'm sorry. I think you need to pray on it. I'm always going to tell people to pray on it and see what God has to say. But I'm going to have to say this. I'm sorry, you guys. My allergies is bothering me. Know your worth. Because when you know who you are and your worth and what you bring into the relationship, then you wouldn't accept any of the treatments that you've been given. And I tell so many people, know your worth, know what you bring into the table. And if this person cannot love you the way you need to be loved, then you need to go your separate ways. I do understand there's children involved and probably a whole lot of other things that's going on in your relationship. But number one, you're not married, so you don't owe this man anything except the visitation rights. And thank God that you have not married this man, because this man is not showing you that you are the queen and you should be treated like a queen. And so that's my advice. I think that you need to service your ties with this man, break ties with him altogether, go on with your life. You now have 4 children, but you can get child support from him. He can have his visitation rights. You need to talk to your family to get support. And I would just go on, especially if you're not married, because when you're not married, you don't have to separate properties. You don't have to wait a long time for a divorce. You can just really get your things and move on. I'm sorry that happened to you, Queen. I'm going to be praying for you. My kings and queens that's listening to this, please pray for this woman for strength. I thank you for writing this letter, because you're not alone. There's someone else, there's plenty of other people that's going through similar situations, and they're in need of advice. And just by you sharing your story, you have helped others. So thank you for writing me, well, emailing me. And for those out there that have relationship problems and you need some advice, and or if there's a particular topic that you would like to talk about, please email me on my business email that's in the description. My queens and kings, stay in peace and not in pieces. And thank you for watching my channel.
1, 2